guys, I thought I would show you my outfit. I'm getting ready to go to the homeschool conference. I'm so excited. So what I have is a romper from Old Navy last year, and it has pockets. It's fabulous. And I also paired it with this this sweater. It's not really a sweater. It's like kind of t-shirt material. It's really soft, and it has a handkerchief hemline. And I also paired it with a necklace. I believe I got this from Old Navy as well. And then my bag is from Charming Charlie last year, as are my shoes. I got these from Charming Charlie, and I'm going to show them to you. They're super cute. They just have like a cutout with my very pale skin. Yikes. But this is the outfit I'm going to wear today to the homeschool conference. It's very comfortable. The only downside is that it actually does have to be like completely taken down to go to the bathroom. But that's okay because I won't have children with me, so I can handle that. So anyways, that is where I am headed, and I will show you guys more in a little bit. Oh guys, I'm here, and there's so much stuff. It's so amazing. I'm tempted to buy it all. It's so much fun. Okay, so I made the first round through the bookstore, and I am going to get ready and go to lunch and just kind of revisit my list and see what I want. I haven't bought anything yet, but I'm going to revisit my list. We are here at the mall. We're on lunch break. We just looked through all of the bookstore, and it was fabulous. So I'm here with my sister. So we decided on pizza for lunch, and I got the garlic rolls. My sister got pizza and a salad, and there she is, posing for my camera, for my vlog. I know, we're so excited. We are having so much fun today. We have no children, we are eating out, and we get to look at homeschooling stuff. It couldn't be a better day. Okay guys, that concludes day one of our conference. It was amazing. Oh my gosh, I learned some really good, well, okay, I didn't learn a ton. I was reminded of a ton, let's just put it that way. There are just some things with homeschooling that you can get in such a rut with that it was great to be reminded of some of the reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing, and some of the reasons or some of the things that my son is going to be moving into as he gets a little older. So it was really fun, and I will show you. I did purchase some things from the bookstore, from the vendors that were there, so I will show you those in just a minute. It is freezing today. I was so cold. It was fine in there, but I was so glad I wore a sweater. This one just, it's what I wore earlier, but it just has a button, which is awesome. So, okay, anyways, what I was going to show you was kind of my haul from the bookstore, or the bookshop. What I did have on my list that I decided to go ahead and get today was the Saxon Math for next year for my oldest. So I did get that. It came in a pack with the workbook and the solutions manual. And everything like that. So I have that, and that was a little cheaper than I thought it was going to be. It was $75.95 there. So it originally says $95 or $96, but I don't know if they gave me a little price break or what, or you know, gave the people there at the conference a little price break, or how they price those things out. But I know when I looked online, I thought it was going to be around $100. The other thing that I had on my list that I wanted to buy, well, the other two things, I bought these fraction circles. So they're basically like just little fraction manipulatives. So my son is kind of moving quickly through fractions because we are trying to get his math curriculum done so we can start with the next one next year. I was just going to open these and show you guys really fast. Oh, and they're going everywhere. Okay, so basically, oh my word, yeah, these are going to be really hard to show. As you can see, they look like this. So they're just like lots of little parts. The only thing is, as I'm opening them up, I see that they don't actually have like the fraction written on them. So, okay, so there's 9 circles representing a whole, a half, a third, fourth, fifth, all the way to a 1/12. So that must be these. Okay. So, but the other thing, so the thing that I'm seeing with this, and I don't know how taking back stuff works or whatever, but I might ask my husband about this as well. They also had fraction manipulatives that were lines. So like they had a 1, which would represent obviously a whole, and then they had like shorter halves, like for half, you know, they had that, but they were just lines instead of circles. So I don't know. I'll have to think about that a little bit more tonight. Another thing that I wanted to get for a long time, I didn't have it on my list, but when I saw them, I was like, I'm just going to go for it because they were I think they were a little cheaper here than where I've seen them before. They were $4.75, but they're counting bears. I can't believe I've made it this far in homeschooling without counting bears, but I was like, you know what? I have like some little math manipulatives that I've just made on my own, like little circle things. We've just used different things, but I thought, you know what? I probably should get the counting bears. My daughter loves that kind of thing, and she would really enjoy those. Okay, the other things that I got, and I think I spent a total of $195, and then, like I told you guys in my last video, I had about a $275 budget. So I'm doing pretty well because really I don't think I particularly need anything else. So because I actually talked to another homeschool mom who was there today. She said she had the Saxon books that I would need, so I'm either going to purchase those from her or borrow them. She even said she had a workbook, so I'll probably just purchase that from her because she'd probably give me a good deal with that. And then the other two things, these were on my list, not like a necessity, but on my list. I did end up getting one of the volumes of Story of the World. I have volume 1, I have the book and the activity book, but I really wanted CDs. So I ended up getting volume 2. Yes, volume 2, and this is the Middle Ages. I ended up getting these, and they had them for $28.95, where they did have them starting at $44.95. So I do like to buy things there because I feel like it is a little bit of a reduced price from what I've even seen online. And then I have Mystery of History volume 4. The book and workbook together, like the book that you're able to read and the workbook together. Mine's probably a little bit older. I don't know if it says on here like what if they've redone it or whatever, but this says 2010. So anyways, I ended up buying volume 2, and the reason I'm kind of picking randomly, and as you've probably guessed, there are 4 volumes of each of those. So the reason I ended up buying volume 2 is because I did have a printout from Half a Hundred Acre Wood that has like Story of the World and Mystery of History matchups for next year. It tells you what lesson or what chapter kind of syncs up with classical conversations week by week. So I really wanted to get those, just a couple more. And I don't know, I'm not going to buy like all of them. I've just been kind of adding one year by year. And these, not the CDs, but the books are sometimes easy to find used. Maybe not easy, but you are able to find them used, whereas the CDs, I've never seen them used. So I did want to get those because my kids do love to listen to those, like in the car and things like that. So I ended up purchasing those. And then I did end up finding 2 fun things for the kids. My son was playing chess the other morning, and he kind of knew how the pieces moved, sort of. But my 6-year-old, almost 7-year-old, was really interested, but he had no idea how they moved, and it wasn't making sense to him. So first of all, I think we don't have a chessboard, so we'll need to purchase one of those. But I ended up finding this book, and it's an Usborne book, which I always love because they do such a great job of kind of doing step-by-step things of the first part. It kind of is kind of fun and interactive, and it teaches you how the queen can move and how the bishops and the king and the pawns and all that move. But then the better part, the reason I bought this, because I could teach him that, because honestly, I do know that much about chess. But I remember when I was in high school, I played with a guy who really was into chess, and he beat me in like 3 moves. So I ended up seeing, as I was flipping through, it says opening moves and tricks. So I thought, perfect. So this will kind of teach them a little bit about chess so they'll know what they're doing. And chess is always a fun one. I mean, it's kind of a random game that kind of a lot of people know how to play. So I thought, this is great. We can put that in our repertoire of things to do maybe this summer. And this, I'm always looking for fun, interactive, like Roman times, ancient times kind of activities. So I thought this would be really fun to have the kids do, and my daughter, or actually my middle son, would probably really enjoy this. So what you do is there is like a pop-up, you know, like part that you can build it. I'll just show you the back. There's this part that's in there that you can pop up and put together. And then these are all like black and white, so you can color them and cut them out and set them up. And then you can do your little, you know, whatever, your little Roman arena reenactment. So it was $6.50, and I feel like for an activity like that, you know, that's an okay price. So that was kind of a fun thing I got that I was not planning on. These two both actually were fun things that I was not planning on buying, but they really caught my eye, and it just has things to do with what we've been working on lately. So that was kind of my haul. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I will meet up with you guys again in the morning. Hey guys, sorry I'm taking this video the long way and making it very small, but it just works better to show my whole outfit this way. So today I thought I would show you what I was wearing. It's the second day of our homeschool conference. I'm super excited because it was really fun yesterday. I was completely exhausted when I got home last night, and all I did was sit all day, but just like a lot of mental thinking through it all. So what I have on, it's mostly like an Old Navy ad pretty much, because this shirt I got at Old Navy probably 3 years ago, and it's a tank top, but I love it. It goes under things. It's cute by itself. It's really cute. So I'm wearing that, and I have just a simple navy cardigan over it, also from Old Navy. The jeans are boot cut from Old Navy. These boots I have are actually from Aldo, but it has since closed in my mall. Those are probably 3 years old as well. And then this necklace, if you can see it, it's just like a little rose gold colored little triangle. It's very cute, very dainty. I love it. So that is my outfit for today. It's supposed to be warmer today, so I am wearing the 3/4 length sweater, and off we go. Okay, I really thought I was going to video more at the conference today, and I did not record a single bit of it. I was completely in the zone. I got to the end of the day and I was like, oh my gosh. I was just ready to do my last bit of shopping, and I was trying to be on time to all of the conferences or all the speakers and all of that. So I was just totally tuned in and focused for the last day. I did want to show you what I got today. I did end up taking back the fraction circles that I showed you guys that I got at the end of yesterday. And I did end up getting, here, I'll open them for you. These are the fraction bars, I guess you would call them. Yes, that's just, they just call them tiles, fraction tiles. So essentially, the reason I chose these and I took the others back, is because they actually say the fraction on there, and it goes up to, I believe, it might go up to 1/12, just like the other ones did. Yeah, it goes up to 1/12, but they're written on there, so I can just set them out, like, you know, if he was, like, for example, he had in his math curriculum the other night, or the other day, it said, you know, 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, 1/5, and put them in order from least to greatest. Well, it was a confusing one for him, and so he put 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, 1/5, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think in order to, you know, if he would have had these, he would see which one, oh, 1/5 is actually the least, even though I had it as the greatest. So you get my point. So I do think that that would be helpful. I thought it was helpful enough to take those other ones back, to take the other set back and get this set. Oops. I ended up talking, well, I had talked to a mom beforehand, and I ended up being able to not only buy my first grader, or who's my kindergartner who's going to be a first grader next year, I was not only able to buy his curriculum from someone else, but I actually was able to buy the Saxon 5.6 or 5.4 that I had purchased yesterday that I showed you guys in my little haul after yesterday. So I took that back as well. So that freed up a lot of cash. That was about $75, I believe. So what I picked up today, and what I saw yesterday that I decided I wanted to get today, and you guys might I think this is kind of funny, but I basically got these 2 books. Yes, The Wonderful Way Babies Are Made. I actually have looked at several of these books, and this one, I just thought it described the way babies are made very, very well, and very, in a really sweet way, and not just a scientific way. So I thought it did a good job of kind of doing both in there. So you guys might have heard of that one, but I've heard of it. I just had never picked it up and like looked at it and read that part before, and I really, really liked it. My oldest son just turned 9, and this is a series of books, I guess, that it just talks about changing bodies, and it's specifically for boys ages 9 to 11. So I thought, you know what? I'm not a boy, so in order to keep up on this kind of thing, this is actually, it's written for him to read, or maybe me to read to him. I wouldn't probably just give it to him to read, especially now. So I just got that as kind of a being prepared type of a thing. For my 6-year-old and my 9-year-old, I got this loose change game. It's really cute. It's just like a card game. I opened it up, and it has pictures of the quarters and the dimes, and it actually has pictures of them, and the nickels and the pennies. And so you basically play a game with that, and you try and make $1. And I think there's other ways to play it as well. But anyways, it's super cute. And my older son already knows how to, you know, count change and do things like that. But my younger son is just kind of learning. So I thought that would be a really fun game. He loves games like that. So I thought that would be great for him. We're actually going to a birthday party tonight, but I thought I would show you guys these that I bought. Anyways, these are the same things. If you guys saw my Easter basket haul, this is actually, it's by Melissa and Doug. It looks a little different than the one I had before, but it's that same foil stuff that I got for my daughter. It's a craft that basically, you have these sticker sheets in the back, and I didn't know how it worked for my Easter basket haul, but essentially what you get is this card, and this white stuff peels off, and then you put the foil on there, and you have this little stylus, and you kind of rub it over it. The one we got didn't come with it. You just used your finger, or didn't come with a stylus. You just used your finger, and then you peel it up, and the glitter is left on there, and then you peel up another sticker and use a different color glitter, and so then you can have a really pretty picture that looks like that with all the glitter on it. So we're going to a dual birthday party for a boy and a girl, so I just got those. I thought those would be really cute, and I was at the homeschool conference, and I didn't have gifts yet, so I thought perfect, because my daughter really loved that for her Easter basket. The last thing I got, I was looking at it, so I kind of opened it already. Anyways, it is character badges. I don't know if you guys have heard of this. I have heard of it. I've seen it thrown around online. I've just never really paid much attention to it, and you're just gonna have to, I'll link it below so you can go and read for yourself. I went and listened to this guy's workshop, and I went and visited their booth, and there's just a bunch of like rewards and different kind of behavior things, and I really feel like all of my kids could use this in different areas. My older son is really good, or you know, pretty good for his age, for being tidy and things like that, but my younger two are not so much, and my older one is having more of the you know, just the poutiness, that kind of thing, the pouting and that type of behavior issue. And so I thought, you know what, this is great. We're working on character building, we're talking about it, but this is a way to enforce it. And I will say, I was a little hesitant because I'm like, ooh, this requires a lot of accountability on my part, but I have been really good with using chore charts in the past, and so I thought, well, this is maybe something that will work for the next few years. They say ages 3 to 12 can use it, or 5 to 12, I guess, for this particular one, and then there's a little bit of a different one for ages 3 and 4. But I just got 3 for ages 5 to 12 because my daughter's going to be 5 in a couple of months. So I got enough for 3 children. It says right here, a little sticker for 3. So I am really looking forward to that and just kind of implementing that, and I might do like a little video on that after a while. Let me know if you want to see that. To see how it's going, and I'm gonna have to talk to my husband and get him on board with that, and I think he will be, because honestly we've both been a little like with that with behavior in different areas lately. So that was my haul. I will say that conference was a complete boost to my spirits and like that last little shove I'm gonna need to get to the end of the year. Homeschooling is such a joy. It is so much fun and I love it, but it totally is draining and can really be, it's a lot of work and a lot of discipline on my part as well as on my kids' part. So I was really, really excited to go to this conference and get to hang out with my sister and just have a really fun time of learning some new things and just reinforcing some things that I knew, but I knew I needed to, that I just needed to hear it. So I hope you guys are able to get to a homeschooling conference in your area. I know there's Teach Them Diligently. If you go on their website, they usually hit 3 big major cities a summer or kind of in a year. And they move kind of across the country. They were around my part of the country like 3 years ago, I believe. And they haven't been back since, so I was really glad I went when I did. And if they come back, I would definitely go to that one again. And but this one was a smaller scale, but it was very, very good. And so I got to hear Andrew Pudewa speak. If you guys know about IEW or EEL or anything like that. Yeah, and I was actually, oh, that was the other thing I bought. I was actually able to order one of the books I wanted, the daily editing book, free shipping. And it's going to ship to my house this next week. And then I was able to order a poetry book, and I might show you guys that once we've kind of implemented that and see how I like it. So I'm really excited about that because that is some extra memorization. Classical Conversations does a great job with memorization, but poetry is just that extra added little element that I think will be really, really fun and beneficial. So I'm really excited about that, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend or day or night or whatever, whenever you're watching this. So have a great time, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.